Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch was launched for 2025, marking 10 years since Greubel Forsey's first foray into perpetual calendars. This is the Greubel Forsey QP Perpetual Balancier, a timepiece with an inclined free-sprung balance and a bidirectionally settable digital style, or one might say inline digital style, perpetual calendar. The watch is a sea change for Greubel Forsey, where there have been a lot of sea changes recently: ownership, product focus, management, and this watch right here represents a recommitment to the company's traditional values of uncompromised mechanical and aesthetic excess. This is a watch that is all the toppings all the time, and it is so rich. 45.1 millimeters in diameter in white gold. It's surprisingly thin at 15 millimeters thick. It's 52.9 from lug tip to lug tip with a 22 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Now, one thing you'll notice is that Greubel Forsey's case profiles have changed quite a bit, drawing a little bit on the design language pioneered by watches like the Signature 1, the Handmade 1, the Handmade 2. We no longer have the dramatically inward concave profiled stepped lugs. This is a much more organic and blended, almost Bauhaus form follows function case profile. It's a weighty watch. We'll throw it on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, and you can see that it's big, but it actually wears decently. I would say this watch is designed to be a little bit excessive, so in terms of the aesthetic being overpowering, I do think my wrist could wear this. I would wear this. It's comfortable, it fits, it sits, it would be secure. And it's not as thick as you think, especially with a stepped case and a sloped, dramatically boxed crystal there. So let's say the watch is suitable for my size wrist and up, 16 centimeters circumference and up. One more shot down the barrel. Okay. Taking a look at the strap, not much to say about the strap other than it is a comfortable and long-lasting piece. Greubel, since 2021, has been phasing out animal products, so what you have here is a synthetic suede on the bottom, a textile type of profile up on top, stitching, it's black, it's got a lot of bolstering or stuffing to give it some volume and body, and then you can see that Greubel Forsey drills the lugs fairly close to the case. The pivot centers are pretty close inboard, allowing the watch to wear better on a small wrist. We've got a folding clasp here with the Greubel Forsey logo, beautifully engraved right there. Marvel at that for a second. Details matter. You can see the profiles have been evacuated and internally media blasted. This is a GNF Chatelain style double folding leaf spring closure mechanism that keeps these quite secure when they're closed. You can see the idea here with a folding clasp is to prevent accidental dropping of the watch while donning or removing at your bedside. Once again, the case is simplified and more elegant than in the past. The case band itself is narrower. You can see the case back is stepped in so that when it sits on the wrist, it appears to sit even thinner and lower than its 15 millimeter measurement. You can see we've got a concave bezel with a little bit of a vertical lip, then an inward slope, then a flange abutting this dramatically boxed and cambered sapphire that is partially as tall as it is in order to clear the large number of different scales, some of which are superimposed over each other. There's a lot going on this dial, but the first thing you should know is the crown. Take a look. Greubel Forsey branded, but there's more to it. Right here, it's a multi-function crown. So you can put it in perpetual calendar setting mode, or you can put it in hour minutes. So right now, I'm winding the watch, and you can see the power reserve indicator. It's 2 barrels. It's 72 hours of power reserve, but you can see in that position, I'm just winding. Now I pull one out. First, you select your mode, heure minute. Now I can adjust the displayed time. Push the crown back in. Now change the mode. Pull the crown out to its setting position. Now I can adjust the perpetual calendar forward or backwards. I mentioned it's digital and inline, and I do mean that. It's also a quick jumping calendar, not precisely instantaneous, but very quick. There's no hazard to adjusting forward or backwards here. We'll quickly reset to hours and minutes, and I'll demonstrate how the 24-hour indicator with the danger zone warning works. So as I rotate through, you can see that's not a second time zone. That lets me know whether I'm looking, for example, at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. You can see it's 1800, so that is 6 p.m. right there. Now, as the danger zone approaches, this is where you're not supposed to use the crown to manually roll through the changes. We're approaching midnight now, so we're going to look at the calendar system, how it turns over, just like that. So it is very quick, semi-instantaneous, and then you can see once we're clear of that danger zone, if you want to use the quick set to adjust the calendar bidirectionally, you can do so. A couple of interesting things going on here. You can see we've got a leap year indicator, 1, 2, 3, and bisextile. Then we've got a scrolling seconds display. The dial itself is made of gold, and then the scales are also made of gold. So for example, the scale for the power reserve indicator, that is made of gold. The hands are made of gold. There is actually lume, and we're going to look at that lume right now. Not a lot, but you can approximate the time. Again, this dial base, all of this matte gray, that is all solid gold. Of course, we do have an inclined balance. Greubel Forsey has never given up on its graphical fixation. So you can see around the case back, we have en français, the philosophy of Greubel Forsey as a watchmaker. That's what that is all about. And then over here, you can see we've got a inclined balance at 30 degrees. The idea being when it's on your dresser at night, it might do a better job of canceling out the effect of gravity no matter what position you leave it in. And then also you can see it's a free sprung balance. It's 3 hertz. It's a very large balance. So what it lacks in absolute beat rate, it makes up in inertia. Being free sprung, it can be adjusted in 6 positions using variable polar moment screws. They change the polar moment, they move in pairs, and so they adjust the turning force or turning proclivity of the balance. You can see the use of KIF shock protection and an overcoil hairspring, which along with the incline helps the watch keep very consistent time in different physical orientations. You can also see that the level of finish here, particularly on the structure for the balance bridge, is extraordinary. It's rounded, it's polished. The pillars and the platform on which it is based are also polished. Take a look at the taper of the pillars, particularly beautiful. Screw heads are polished with their slots and circumference chamfered, and it really is black polish. From some angles, it turns completely black. So we're inclined, 6-position adjusted, free sprung with a full bridge for shock resistance, and then we've got the overcoil for concentric breathing in any position. This is gray gold, by the way. This is the kind of white gold that is white all the way through and never needs to be rhodium plated. It is a big part of the appeal. And of course, this being a perpetual calendar, it does not need to be adjusted until the year 2100. It can deal with leap years. It can deal with irregular length months. And it's fascinating to me as an example of a perpetual calendar that does without a moon phase. And I actually like that. I think emphasizing the perpetual calendar system and giving it pride of place improves the aesthetic of the watch and also its sense of purpose. The watch is 30 meters water resistant, but please don't test the theory. You can see around back. We have the year, the decade. We also have the century and the millennium. And this is one of 22 made in white gold. You can see we've got German silver bridges that are rhodium plated, and Greubel Forsey uses a wire brush frosting technique to create this sort of almost martelage type effect. Taking a quick look at the Greubel Forsey name at the top and then Balancier at the bottom, notice how there's sort of a graining underneath that. That is actually manual peening by hammer and a tiny chisel to create that little bit of a frosted effect here. This is a wire brush. You can also see mirrored bevelings. It's all under a protective sticker, so trust me, it'll look a million times better once that's removed. You can also see that there are sapphire bridges for the mechanisms underpinning the perpetual calendar display and then the year display. And so those little golden chaton cups are set into sapphire. So sapphire bridges here, German silver bridges here. We have more chaton cups honoring the traditions of pocket watch building in La Chaux de Fonds, where Greubel Forsey is based. And then you can see the anglage is world class, and the interior angles, though they're somewhat dimmed underneath this plastic, they are incredibly sharp, deeply drawn, and uniform. It is a fantastic looking watch that is technically adept in every way. It has over 600 parts. That's right, over 600 parts. There's 612 parts in this movement, of which 78 are jewels. It is absolutely overwhelming, and it is awesome. It is awesome in the sense that a big boy locomotive or an Airbus A380 is awesome. And you can't take those with you, but you can take this. So reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.